in order to achieve a negative energy balance so that it gives our bodies the opportunity to start using some of its reserves of energy, the fat that we've all put on, it doesn't require you to absolutely pay strict attention to calorie counting. It's more a matter of having some broad guidelines that you're going to try and adapt into your lifestyle. We talked about the 4 things that you put into your mouth that contain energy. Well, the guidelines to keep in mind is that on a gram for gram basis, they're all quite different. A gram of carbohydrate has 4 calories worth of energy. Now, it's not the carbohydrates are bad, just some of the carbohydrates do worse things for our weight and our health than others. So the carbohydrates that are fast acting on our blood sugar levels, our sugars and our refined carbs, which are essentially most of the flour-based type foods that we like, we need to reduce those dramatically and eat the good carbs that our body wants to consume, the ones that have got the complex starches and complex carbs and fibres, those sort of things. If you look at protein per gram contains 4 calories worth of energy as well, which is really quite low. And it doesn't make any difference whether it's plant protein or animal protein with regard to your weight as such. But ideally we should be able to eat protein at each of our meals and try not to have proteins associated with things that we don't want, such as high levels of excessive fat. If you look at fat on the other hand, per gram, fat contains more than twice the amount of energy, well over 9 calories worth of energy per gram. So it doesn't make any difference what type of fat, desirable or not. The ones we want to decrease though, that cause problems with our metabolism and our hormone disrupting fats, are the ones that are like industrial fats. They're the vegetable oils that are used in frying and cooking a lot of the convenience type foods, and they're added to lots of processed foods, whether it's pastries or cookies or whatever else. The good fats that we want to maintain are the ones like avocados and olive oils and monosaturates and omega-3s. So it's simply a matter of changing one or the other, but 9 calories plus per gram, that's something that we need to keep in mind. We don't want to overdo that. And then finally you've got alcohol, which contains about 7 calories or more per gram. The ones we want to avoid, all alcohol hopefully will cut down, but the ones who do more damage are the ones where the alcohol is in combination with carbohydrates, and particularly in the form of spirits and its mixes, and beer to some extent. Alcohols like wines have lesser of an effect if you're going to drink a spirit. To have it with a non-sugary type of mixer obviously will give you a slight benefit as well. So they're the things to keep in mind with regard to general principles. But overall, the easiest option to do is try and avoid fast, convenient, junk type food. I don't have to tell you what they are, we all know, and try and make a plan with yourself or a deal with yourself where you home prepare more food than what you're currently doing, where you've got control over what you put into it. So just to give you some examples, a Big Mac meal, a fast food meal, a Big Mac, medium fries, medium smoothie of some sort, comes in at about 1,680 calories, of which about 75 calories were fat. Each gram of fat contains 9 plus calories worth of energy, so 700 calories of your lunch was in the form of fat. Now compare that to a chicken, home-cooked roast chicken and vegetable meal, half a roast chicken breast, a good-sized baked potato, a serving of peas or greens or whatever you want, some gravy, a quarter litre of milk if you want something like a smoothie or mix it with whatever, and that comes in at about 550 calories with very little fat to contribute to that sort of score. Look at something that most people consider quite healthy, Subways. It's healthier than what some of the other food is if you select the healthier options. But if you're like most people, and me as well, I like the Italian herb and cheese breads, and I like the southwestern sauce. So if you look at having something like a chicken and a bacon 6-inch, not excessive, roll with a bit of avocado and those sort of condiments attached to it, your calorie count comes in at nearly 1,000 calories. And even being Subway, about 50 grams of fat are added to that. If you have a cookie with it as well, and only one cookie, then your calorie count is well over 1,200. calories worth of energy that you've got to do something with. Whereas if you go and make a chicken and salad sandwich, and if you're prepared to pay a little bit of attention and be selective with regard to the bread that you use and how much of the spread you're going to put on and what type of spread, and use a better dressing, etc. Put as much as you like on, and your calorie count is going to come in somewhere between 350 and 500 odd calories with very little fat. The fact that you make it at home is always going to be a better option for your weight than being able to simply constantly buy food.